Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I wanted to do an all new makeup try on and a fall look tutorial for you guys. So I have on the full face of makeup. I've got a whole desk of new makeup in front of me. It may not be all brand new to the market, but it's all new to me, things that I wanted to try, things that you guys have asked me to try repeatedly. So these were highly requested items. I think I bought most of this. There were a couple things that were sent to me in PR. I've got a new sunscreen, I've got a new tinted moisturizer, I've got a new concealer, and everything else. And I'm hoping for great things out of all of them. I've already got it all on. So let's go back in time to when I had this desk of brand new makeup and nothing on. And let's give it all a try. If you are psyched for today's video to try some new makeup, go ahead and give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The first thing I'm going to put on is a new sunscreen. So you guys have been asking me to test this sunscreen for so long. It's from Alastin Skincare and it is their SPF 36 Hydratint Pro Mineral Sunscreen. The titanium dioxide is 8.9% and the zinc oxide is 3.4%. This is a tinted mineral sunscreen. So I'm going to put that on first so you'll see me with my hair still wet because as you know, it needs 15 to 20 minutes to set. And so then I'll go do my hair and then come back after 20 minutes to apply my makeup. All right, hey you guys, I'm back. 20 minutes has gone by. This doesn't feel completely dry. It does feel a little bit tacky. And I feel like the color is a little bit too orange for me, a little bit too warm. It is a little bit too luminous. If I was going to wear it on its own, I would probably put a little bit of powder on over it and feel like I was good to go. Of course, it is an SPF of 36, which for me is a little on the low side, but you know, as long as you use the full quarter teaspoon of it, then you're getting that 36. But if you're using just like a pea-size amount, you're cutting that down to, let's say, a 10, which is not why you're wearing sunscreen, I don't think. For the foundation today, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. This has an SPF of 25 in it, but of course you're not going to use a quarter teaspoon of your foundation to get the SPF, so I like to put an SPF on under, use enough of it. I think I'll try to put it on with my fingers on one side and with a brush on the other. Since it is a tinted moisturizer, you do kind of want to be able to just put it on with your fingers, right? And this is in the shade Light Neutral. So here's what it looks like on the back of my hand. So actually, this could work out well if this is like a little bit too light for me and the sunscreen was a little bit too dark, that maybe they would come out to be just the right shade. This is actually going on really, really well with the fingers. So I know I'm getting some coverage from this because this side of my face, which just has the sunscreen, is much warmer than this side. And I think I'll go ahead and use BK Beauty Brush on the other side. And so far I'm still just using the first pump of the tinted moisturizer. I'll show you what that looks like. I mean, it's really pretty. For my under eye concealer today, I'm going to be using the Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer. I was really excited to see this launch because I love the Best Skin Ever foundation. I think today, let's see, I grabbed it in two colors, 13P and 15.5N. I think because this is like a little more warm, I'm going to use the 15.5N. This has an oversized doe foot applicator. I'm just going to put a little bit at the inner corner. Then I'm going to apply that with my A506 concealer brush. This brush, you guys, I know so many of you have it and love it, and I love hearing your feedback on it. Can I just tell you, it really is the best brush. If you don't have it yet, we are selling them as singles, and you can always use my code for 10% off. And I gotta say, I have multiples of these because, you know, like all brushes, when you're dipping them into gooey makeup, they do get dirty, and I like to have a clean one on hand. When I put on my concealer, I just put a little bit at the inner corner because all my wrinkles are like out here, so there's no point in putting extra concealer out there. I just use mainly the foundation out there. That looks really nice, really, really smooth, really pretty, giving really nice coverage. I always like to set my under eye concealer before it has a chance to crease, so I grabbed the Derma Blend Illuminating Banana Powder. Wanted to give this a try. So I'm just going to put a little bit in the cap. I'm using an e.l.f. blush brush. And then when I set my under eyes, I always make sure that I don't press in because that can accentuate wrinkles. So you want to kind of press out. For me, the foundation is a little bit shiny, so I think I am going to go ahead and just set my T-zone just to make my pores and texture look a little bit less noticeable. Okay, to me this setting powder feels a little bit heavier than the setting powder that I normally use, and I feel like it has a little bit more of a luminous finish than my normal setting powder, which is okay. It's not making my skin completely matte, but I usually like my under eyes and my pores to be a little bit more matte because the less light they reflect, the less you can see like the lumps and bumps and texture. So this for me just okay so far. All right, so let's go ahead with our blush and bronzer. I've got some blush multi-sticks that came in PR from Persona, and this is an influencer brand. So this one is in Teddy. It looked kind of pinky on here. In here it looks a little bit more of a coral. I'm just going to apply that right on my cheeks. I'm going to use my A507 angled blush brush from my collection to blend that out. Ooh, that's really pretty. I like Teddy. It's like a perfect fall blush color. And it seems like it has a little bit of luminosity to it. That looks really pretty, and it didn't remove any of the foundation. For my bronzer today, I'm going to use something that is not new, but I just picked up a new one. It's my NYX Wonder Stick. This is in the shade Universal, and it's a two-headed stick. It's got like a bronzer on this side, and it's got a highlighter on this side. So this is really convenient, great to travel with. So I'm just going to put a little bit of bronzer like under here on my forehead. I'm going to use my BK 106 brush to blend that in. And I have loved this product for years. It's really creamy, it blends really easily, it doesn't make you look dirty or muddy. It comes in like 2 or 3 different shades, and it's really convenient to like travel with. Do a little bit here to disguise that little sagging jowly there. I want to pull that down and then blend it up a little higher. And I'll just go ahead and use the highlighter end and just do a little highlighter up here on my cheekbones. I'm going to go back to the blush brush to blend that out. And then for my nose, ooh, I wanted to try this trick that I saw on TikTok, but you can't do it with this. Shoot, you have to use a powder. You take a small makeup brush and you lay it down the center of your nose, and then you like put your bronzer on, and it goes on either side, and it makes your nose look perfect. Let's use the BK 108, and I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Maru Butter Face Palette. I love the bronzer in this because it's not too dark of a color. All right, let's see if this actually works. Make sure you have it on straight, otherwise your nose will come out looking crooked. Right on the top. Oh my gosh, perfectly straight nose. I mean, it's very brown on both sides, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna blend that down. That is a good TikTok trick. I've tried a few and they always leave me like, huh? I'm not sure, but that is a good one. All right, let's go ahead and do the eyeshadow next. I don't have a new eyelid primer, but I'm gonna use my Hourglass Veil Primer. This is my favorite. For the eyeshadow today, I got a little Natasha Denona palette. This is the Mini Glam palette. I think this is the first thing of Natasha Denona's I've tried. I've heard really good things about the eyeshadows, and I wanted to give this a go, especially for fall. Look at those colors. They are just beautiful. I'm going to be using my brush set, 5 beautiful eyeshadow brushes, perfect for applying any kind of eyeshadow look. And these are numbered from 1 to 5, 501, 502, blah, blah, blah. That's the order that I use them. So I'm going to go into the lightest shade in the palette with the A501. And let me apply that to the movable part of my lid. This is a little dark. I would prefer it if they had something just slightly lighter. This is a really pretty like camel color. It's going on nicely. It's really neutral. These seem really, really grippy. It feels like they are not going to be budging all day. If you're new with eyeshadow, you want things that are going to be a little bit more sheer, give you a little more play. Normally, next I would go in with the A502 into like a mid-tone matte to do my crease, but I feel like that was the mid-tone matte, and so I did bring it up into my crease. So I'm going to skip that brush for now, and I'm just going to go right to the A503, and this is one that I keep like clean with no color on it. And I'm just going to, even though it's the first color, I'm just gonna blend it up a little bit higher. So next I'm gonna go with my A504, which is my tiny, tiny little brush. I'm gonna dip into the darker matte color in the palette, and I'm gonna like create a little wing at the outer corner here. I'm gonna go back to the A503. These shades are beautiful together. There is absolutely zero fallout from the darker shade, which is amazing. I'm going to go in with my A505 brush, which is specifically made for shimmers, for laying them down beautifully. So I think just to warm it up a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the brown color here. I'm gonna put that in the center of my lid. I'm gonna work it a little bit to the outside. And then I'm gonna flip my brush over and go in with the lightest color shimmer in the palette. And I'm gonna start that at the inner corner and just drag that onto the eyelid into the other shimmer color so that they kind of meet and blend together in the middle. And then I think we'll be done with the eyeshadow. Pretty nice palette. It was worrying me for a minute there, but it actually came out really nice. Now for my eyeliner today, I have the eyeliners from Persona as well. 4 shades of their eyeliners. These are supposed to be waterproof. Here are the colors of the Persona eyeliners. So there's this really beautiful plum color. There's this sparkly kind of coppery color. There's a really dark grayish brown, and there is a really deep dark black. I think I'm gonna go ahead with the dark brown, and I'm gonna tightline my uppers. These are so creamy. Oh my gosh, they go on so nicely. I bought this Maybelline tattoo liner in this rose quartz shade. You know, I like a really much lighter color on my lower lashes. So let's go ahead and pop this on. This is just gonna add a little bit more of a sparkle. Okay, just looking around my face while I was doing that, and there's like virtually no creasing in anything. There's no creasing under my eyes, no creasing on the foundation. All right, so for the mascara today, I have the Tarte Tubing Mascara. I had told you guys in a Faves and Fails last month that I love the Cali Ray Tubing Mascara. And everybody was like, but what about the Tarte? I was like, I don't know, what about the Tarte? So here it is. And you know what I've told you before is I don't really love tubing mascaras because when I go to take them off, they don't dissolve, they flake, and then I end up with black flakes all over the place and in my eyes and everything. But that's what I love about the Cali Ray, is that it dissolves when you take it off. And it also makes my lashes so big and so bold with just like one coat. I love it. But I'm always open to something new, and I like Tarte as a brand. This goes on much drier than the Cali Ray, which is very wet. Ooh, this is nice. It's giving me really pretty lashes. Seems to be more of a matte formula. They don't really seem to be very glossy. Very pretty. I did get some of it on my eyelid. Another thing that I like about the Cali Ray is that if you slop it on your eyelid, you don't have to wait for it to dry to get it off. You can just wipe it right away, and it comes off so easily without messing up your eyeshadow. So let me try this and see if it works the same. With just a light stroke, does it come off? Yeah, it does. So that is a benefit to both of them. All right, I bought this L'Oreal Unbelievabrow Longwear Brow Gel. Now, of course, I think this is supposed to stay on you for like 2 or 3 days. I think that would have to assume that you don't wash your face. I got it in the shade 560 Blonde. Okay, so here is what the product looks like, and it comes with an applicator that has a nice spoolie and a decent angled brush, so that is good. Oh, and this has like a doe foot. So first you're supposed to use the doe foot to apply this to your sparse areas. So that would be like up in here. You're supposed to use the angled brush to make hair-like strokes. I don't feel like I want to dip this in, so I guess I'll just take it off the end of the doe foot. Seems a little cumbersome, but we'll give it a try. And it says to remove it, to use an oil-based cleanser and to have it last for a few days to avoid washing the brow area, which, you know, I don't know how you're washing your face, but not washing your brows. And then as the last step, you're supposed to comb through the whole thing with the spoolie. Let's see, how does that look compared to my other brow? That actually looks pretty good. At first I was thinking the color looked like a little greenish, but I actually think the color's okay. Taking a long time. I feel like I could have had my brows done already with another product. All right, so for the lippy today, I got this Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink. And this is in the shade Peachy. I actually got 2 shades of it. You're supposed to shake it up. This is like a dupe for the Urban Decay vinyl lip thing. This was sold out in all the colors, and so I got a really like yucky color of it, so I don't want to use it. I did want to use that today, but I got these instead. So we have our choice today of shade 15, which is Peachy, or we can use number 35, Cheeky. This one's Peachy, and this one's Cheeky. And these are supposed to be a long wear. You got to shake it up. So I'm not going to use any lip liner with it today. I'm just going to put it right on. Okay, that actually looks really, really pretty. All right, that is everything. So if we do a little time check, it is 12:39 p.m. So if we do can we get a 10-hour wear test? Sure, that'll be what, 10:30 tonight? So yeah, let's do a 10-hour wear test. So I'll be back in 5 hours and then 10 hours to check in on all of it. But so far so good. I think it looks really, really nice. So here it is from a distance. And up close. That lippy is so pretty and so pigmented, really opaque. Here's the eyeshadow. I think even the eyebrows look good. They were a struggle, but they look good. And the concealer, oh my gosh, so smooth. Really nice. I think the blush is very, very subtle, which is nice because it lets the lips and the eyes be the star of the show. The mascara seems really good. The eyeliners seem really good, like that. That top tight line is really staying in place. It's not transferring to my lower waterline, so really have high hopes for this for the rest of the day. So, all right, I will be back in 5 hours to check in on it with you, and I'll come back sooner if anything, goes awry before then. But let's hope for great things today. Hi there, I am not to the 5-hour check-in yet. I think I've got 3 hours to go. But this setting powder is just not doing the job of keeping everything nice and matte the way I like it. Plus, I think I've oxidized a little bit. I'm substantially darker now than the rest of me. I'm just gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of my NYX powder because I have some friends coming over who I haven't seen in a couple of years. I don't want them to leave and be like, oh my God, why was she so greasy looking? Don't want them to be freaked out. So, oh, that's better. For me, so much better when it's not super shiny. I just feel like it looks so much more natural. But I did have lunch and that lippy really holding up well. So see how much better that looks now? Okay, so I like the powder. All right, hey you guys, I am back. It's time for the 5-hour check-in on all the makeup. So it's 5:37. And yeah, how do we think it's looking? I think overall it looks really, really good. I gotta say, this lippy is still really in place and it is not drying. I think the makeup overall looks really good. I did have to come back and powder it with the NYX powder, so I think that I'm not a huge fan of the Dermablend powder. It's just a little bit too luminous for me. I like something that's more matte and more keeps me matte. What I've noticed is that the concealer, while it still is giving me pretty good coverage, it seems to have creased all over the place. So unfortunately, the Best Skin Ever concealer is not making my skin look like the best ever at this point. Yeah, it's very creased under my eyes. But everywhere else, the makeup isn't creasing, which is good. See if we can get any focus on how the under eye concealer is creased. Not too happy about that. The eyebrows are good. Eyeshadow's still good. lip be good. So that's it for the 5-hour check-in. I'll see you back here in another 5 hours. Hey everybody, I am back for the 10-hour check-in on this whole face of new makeup, and what do we think? How does it look? I feel like right now this is not looking super fantastic. I think it did look really good for most of the day. Makeup seems to be worn off on my nose pretty much. See, it's pretty red. Everywhere else it seems to be really in place. It did continue to get shiny. You know, I had to come back and powder it once during the day, and then when I went out to dinner, my sister was like, yeah, it looks nice. It's a little shiny looking. And I was like, oh, again, I already powdered it once, so I should probably have powdered it again. So it got shiny again. It didn't have any creasing or caking or settling. That is really great. It does have a dewy finish, which it says that it does, so I guess I can't be mad at it for that. And I know that people with drier skin love a dewy finish, so if you love a dewy finish, you may really like this. Not sure about the elastin. I feel like this was decent, but I feel like my skin felt really dry over the last couple of hours. And for me, the SPF is a little low at a 36. Let's talk about the lippy. I feel like the color is still pretty much in place, and that this really did wear a long time. I feel like this is starting to feel dry now at this point at the 10-hour wear mark, but it sure didn't budge. You know, it didn't run up into my lip lines, it didn't get on my teeth. It felt comfortable to wear throughout the day. What I am really disappointed in is the under eye concealer. It was already creased by the 5-hour mark, and now it is very worn off under both eyes at the inner corner. I'm getting some flakes from the mascara as well, which usually tubing mascaras, they don't really flake, but this one has quite a few flakes under both eyes. And of course that big gray raccoon situation going on under there is not great. I like the Cali Ray tubing mascara a lot better than this one. I'm gonna go wash my face right now, so I'll let you know if this came off easily. That's the other thing I like about the Cali Ray, is it's really easy to get it off. I feel like the Persona eyeliner is really good. It's still in place. And I love the eyeshadow. I think the eyeshadow is just beautiful. And I think the Natasha Denona palette is really great. I really enjoyed the Persona cheek and lip product. I thought this was really nice. I didn't try it on my lips. I generally find these things to be like too dry for my lips. So I just put it on my cheeks. Very sheer wash of color. Very beautiful on the skin. And what else did we try today? This little pencil, this Maybelline Tattoo Studio pencil is really pretty, and it really stayed in place. I don't know if I showed you this in the close-up, but that is still on there. There's a big mascara flake over there now. So for me, the standout products would be the Smashbox Halo Tinted Moisturizer, the Natasha Denona palette, super beautiful. Really like the Persona waterproof eyeliners, and I really like this Maybelline lip vinyl. So that is it for today's video, everybody, and the review of all this new makeup. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful and informative. If you did, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There will be shopping links for everything in the info box below the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.